Today I'm talking to Deepam, founder of Puvio, a tool that automates LinkedIn research and outreach to help job seekers connect directly with founders instead of getting lost in application piles. We talk about his strategy for using LinkedIn to attract test users who actually want to help you improve your product, the mindset shifts that make it easier to actually sit down and build something, and how to handle feedback you don't want to hear but desperately need to. If you're an early stage founder, then you'll be getting useful insights from someone in the trenches with you. And if you're thinking of becoming a founder, then this is arguably even more useful for you because you're getting insights from someone who is basically you from the future. Can you just tell me a bit about what Puvio is and who it's built for?
Yeah. So basically, I'll tell you the whole journey how it all started with Puvio. So I think in the end of 2024, I was done learning machine learning engineering. So I applied to various jobs. Like one of my friends suggested me to apply to internships to get the proper practical hands-on exposure of machine learning. So I kept on applying to several job portals. I have to fill in so much information. This is me, this is me, this is my resume. I had to update my resume based on that job roles. So eventually, I kept on filling such portals and forms. Then there was a point I was frustrated. Like no replies were coming back from those companies or those HRs. And I kept on doubting myself, like, is there anything wrong with me, or have I not prepared enough, or are they asking for anything that I don't know about? So this was one of the major doubt that I had during those days. So then I thought about it and I changed my strategy completely. What I did, instead of filling job portals, I directly applied to founders. Like I went to LinkedIn,
Mm.
I updated my LinkedIn profile, I uh, optimized it for a machine learning engineer, and then I reached out to some startup founders. Basically, I think they were YC founders, yeah, companies from YC. I reached out to them. I just cold DM them. Like first, I did them using generic template that we get from ChatGPT or Gemini that here slash your name this I am interested in your company, would you be interested in having a quick conversation or chat? So this was my go-to with every founder. So eventually after a few days, I think 5 to 10 days passed and still there were no replies, hardly one or two reply, and that was still like, no, we are not interested, or currently we are not hiring. Or like even one of the founder uh, told me that stop using these type of generic spammy messages. That was his actual reply. Don't use these messages. Then I asked him, what should I use? He told me to, instead of writing generic messages, take your time, research, and write something personalized so that the other person also connects what I am trying to convey, or how could I add value in his life or his startup. So I then thought about it. If someone that much credible is saying to me this, maybe I should give it a shot. Then I again went to ChatGPT, asked it, okay, this. What should I do? And ChatGPT told me to research properly. I started doing research. Like suppose I want to reach you out. What I have to do, I first have to go to your LinkedIn. I either have to paste your LinkedIn profile or better take a screenshot since ChatGPT cannot access LinkedIn profiles. So I had to take
Mm.
screenshots and I had to say to GPT, hey, this is the person I want to reach out. I am this, and write me a personalized message for this person. Then, as we all know, GPT is GPT. It just writes so random messages. Even I was shocked that if someone sent me this message, would I be able to react also? Simple generic message. Hey, Jadip, I know you are doing simple ask podcast. So would you be interested in a quick conversation with me? These type of messages, and they were really very bad. Then I moved one step ahead. I researched about the company of the person, I mean the founder. So yeah, uh, doing all those process, finding company, going to company website, and researching about latest news, their funding, and everything else, and then draft a final message. Okay, so GPT drafted a final message. Then I had to again write to it. Hey GPT, please superhumanize this message. Don't make it look AI generated. So this all took about 35 to 40 minutes each message. So
Mm,
I could only send 4 to 5 founders personalized messages in a day. So
mm,
this was quite a lot frustrating, but yeah, this approach actually got me replies. I eventually got offer letters, and thankfully, I worked with one company, and the founder was amazing. So, yeah, that thing got me opportunities, and I worked with that company around 3 to 4 months, I guess. And the founder, we developed so good relations that currently he's my mentor also. So,
nice.
so that is the whole thing. So, meanwhile, doing that internship, I always had in my mind that what if that 40 minutes that I spent on Chat GPT could be like even 10x faster? Like, what if I could do
Mm,
all these things in just 4 minutes and the result gets same or even better than Chat GPT or Gemini?
mm,
So I did some research. I started working on the project, and eventually, uh, I made a very crappy version of Puvio initially,
mm.
and it was like just some enter some URL and it gets you the message. So when I finished making the basic MVP, uh, all of that research was taking place under 2 minutes. What eventually took me 40 minutes to research. So I distributed it among my friends, told them to use it as much as they want to, and tell me what can be improved or what cannot be improved or what should I do. So when I gave to them, I think they provided me with very good feedback and told me several things to fix or add, and that eventually I kept on working on it, and uh, I think right now we are doing it every bit of research and final message to about under 1 minute. So that
Okay.
is the whole journey behind Puvio.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, the under 1 minute thing, I think I used Puvio yesterday and I really like the 1 minute 30-second timer that you guys have.
Yeah.
Because then it tells me exactly how much time I need to wait. Like instead of just like a generic loading screen, it tells me exactly how much time I need to wait.
Uh,
So that's
that
really
one
nice.
minute 30 seconds is also the maximum time it takes. Usually it don't take that much time.
Yeah.
Usually it takes around 50 to 60 seconds, not more.
But then you just extend it by a little if in case something
Yeah, yeah.
happens. Yeah, okay, that's smart. Um, and yeah, you said also key ChatGPT would write super generic messages unless
Hmm.
you told it to super personalize it. So when you were building Puvio, I noticed Puvio was obviously a lot more human than ChatGPT. How were you exactly able to achieve that kind of language?
Okay. So, uh, as I told you, we started with a very basic MVP. So,
Hmm,
firstly, it was just like the app in the backend researches about the person's LinkedIn profile. And earlier, it used to write messages based on just those profiles. So, but again, it was not so much personalized or the message which I could send to anybody and the other person could relate because that was all just the LinkedIn data. So we added features like the research about the company, what the other person's company does, what's the current status of the company, what's their main feature, what's their mission, any recent fundings, or the what the founder does usually on other social media apps. So based on all those data and points, we frame a hyper personalized message.
Okay. So you basically just gave it more data.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. That
because
makes sense.
I think after all, it's all about data. The more data you give, the
Yeah,
more good the outreach message gets. That's it.
yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Hmm. And did you actually, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with like the machine learning or even coding space, but
Hmm.
this is gonna sound like such a stupid question, but machine learning, does machine learning involve coding?
Uh, Sorry, can you please repeat?
Like, does machine learning involve coding?
Yeah, obviously it does. Coding is
Okay,
the
that was a stupid
main aspect
question.
of machine learning.
Okay, so then when you built Puvio, was there any additional skills you had to learn in terms of building the website, or was the coding knowledge you had previously good enough?
No, actually, I had to learn a lot. In fact,
Mm,
I think I, in the last 4 months, when I was actually seriously working on this, I learned so much
mm,
that I didn't had even thought of that I would learn this so fast, or even if I
mm,
had to learn this one day. So basically, my tech stack did not involve making front-end websites or basically
mm,
system design. I literally had no idea of system design, database management, or how to code for websites in the front end. So while working on this, eventually, as soon as I solve one problem, another problem pops up. Okay, I solved database problem. So right now the problem is how to link this front end with database, or the database is not secure. So I do had, I mean, I was learning a lot working on this, but yeah, my prior knowledge was also used in this, building in this.
okay. And were you working alone or were you working with someone else?
No, I was working alone. Actually, I had my summer break of college, so I
Mm,
was working alone.
okay, okay. So if let's say someone else wants to start um their own website like you did, and they also, let's say, they need to learn new things like you said, what would be some resources that you would recommend them or advice that you would give them in order for them to learn as soon as possible, as fast as possible?
Okay, so I think firstly you asked about website. I think there are pretty much AI tools which could build websites in just few minutes, like Lovable, Raplet, and a few more. So they can use that. It's pretty much easy to use them. You just have to give what you want to make, and they will code it in just a few minutes. So website part is sorted, but yeah, you do have I mean, you should have knowledge about the website. Then only you can fix the errors created by the AI. So
Hmm.
website part is sorted, and regarding other things like suppose machine learning or database or system designing, you can learn them from YouTube. There are pretty much great courses on YouTube about them. So if you
Hmm.
dedicate a few hours daily, I think it's not that hard to learn anything from YouTube.
Okay. Can you just break that down for me again? You said AI tools for website design. You said database. And like, can you break it down into some main components that people could just look at and know exactly what they need to do?
For building website or for building the application, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So first part is suppose you want to start your own company or suppose you do have an idea and you want to execute it. So first, the website is necessary because every company has their digital presence on the internet. So you can code, if you do not have knowledge of website, you can use some AI tools like vibe coding is going on very popular these days. So you can use any of those websites to make a simple uh, website of your own. Then if you want to make users authenticate with your website or use it properly with login systems, you can create a database. Either you can use Postgres or MySQL, whichever is easy for you. Or if you want to have another type of database, you can use MongoDB. So first of all, creating website is necessary, then link a database to it, and then develop the core feature of your website or your idea. And initially, if you are testing it out, just develop one or two features and ship it out to users. Then take feedback from them and continuously improve your product.
Okay. So you start with the idea.
Yeah,
Sorry, start with the idea. Then you use some free AI tools to actually create the website design. And then if you want to collect data, then you link a database to the website and then you ship it to the first few users. And then you just keep getting feedback and keep improving.
yeah. Uh,
Okay.
Basically, creating a website and then adding a database is the first step, or I mean, it's only the first step. But what your core idea is, you should know how to implement it in the website. Bas either you
Right.
can learn yourself everything that you actually need to build that idea of yours, or you can use some AI tools or ask few other people who are actually in that space to help you. Usually, if you reach out to people on LinkedIn, they will help you. There is, I
Yeah.
mean, people are good on LinkedIn. That's my thought.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of LinkedIn, actually, I saw that all of your LinkedIn posts get consistently high engagement. So, about LinkedIn, I want to ask you two questions. First one is, was LinkedIn useful in any way for you to get test users beyond your existing network? And also, what was your strategy to actually get high engagement consistently?
Okay, so for the A part, yeah, LinkedIn was my, go-to market itself for Puvio, because everyone that uses Puvio obviously should have a LinkedIn profile. And my core audience or
Mm.
target audience are the people on the LinkedIn only. So I had to go to LinkedIn and make some strategies on how to get the users from there. So yeah, LinkedIn is pretty much useful for me. Even right now, as you mentioned, the gets high engagement, and with each post of mine, when I see the database, how much new users signed up, daily I could see 3 to 4 users signing up on the app, and I think it's basically because of that LinkedIn presence of mine. Yeah.
And how were you actually, how do you get high engagement?
Uh, well, I think a
Is there
quick
something specific you do?
I think a quick answer would be I try a lot of things on LinkedIn. Some work and some doesn't
Yeah.
work. So that's the case. I basically know what my target audience is and how
Hmm.
to reach them. So I just create posts around those target audience only. And
Okay.
sometimes the post works, sometimes it gets failed, or sometimes even I have deleted several posts also which doesn't work. You can't see them, but I know I
Mhm.
had deleted.
Okay. Okay. How do you, okay, is there a specific kind of post that works? That is there something common other than addressing it to a specific target audience that is common across all your posts that work?
Can you please repeat? Actually, I couldn't listen or listen to you.
Yeah. So for all your LinkedIn posts that work, other than the fact that you are super specific on your target audience, is there any other commonality between those two because of which those posts work?
Uh, I think uh, people listen to you and connect with you if you tell them your personal story, or the frustrations or problem they are facing in their life. So the
Mm,
posts which didn't work, I just kind of spammed Puvio in those posts like use Puvio, use Puvio, use Puvio. This was the narrative behind those posts. But the post which you told me and I see which works, in those posts, I either mentioned things which actually frustrate people, or they hate it, or they want to improve it, or either I tell my personal story to them. So I think maintaining a emotional connection with the audience works on the LinkedIn.
mm. Okay. Okay. That's actually, yeah, I think someone else I was speaking to also said the same thing. They also only use LinkedIn, and their biggest driver to get high engagement, get users is story first, basically, and not hard marketing their product in
Yeah,
people's faces.
I I
Makes
tried
sense.
hard marketing also, but it terribly failed. So I changed my
No.
strategy.
Okay. Mm. Also, so you're still in college, right? At university.
Yeah.
So how does your day-to-day look like in terms of balancing college life with also working on Puvio?
So I have dedicated few hours for each of them, like 7 to 8 hours for college, 5 to 6 hours for Puvio
Mm-hmm.
daily, and then
Mm-hmm.
actually 1 to 2 hours just for LinkedIn
Okay.
to create or get audience from there. So most of my day
Mm-hmm.
just have these 3 tasks.
Okay. Okay. And when you work on Puvio every day, what kind of tasks are you busy in right now? Is it mainly looking at feedback and thinking about how you can improve, or getting more people to sign up?
Actually, I think I'm more focused on getting more users right now because eventually, if
Mm-hmm.
I get more users, they would uh, provide me feedback itself. So right now, we are more focused on getting some more users or more signups. And the thing which I saw when more users sign up is people actually reached out to me directly on LinkedIn on my DMs, and they are telling me,
Okay.
"Hey Deepam, I use Puvio, and please improve this feature or add this feature in your
Mm-hmm.
next update." So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think people do regularly uh, reach out to you if you maintain a connection with them. And sometimes even I do ask a few users randomly on LinkedIn that, hey, what's the problem are you facing right now? Or what do you want us to improve more? So yeah, the more
Mm-hmm.
users I get, the more feedback I get, and the more product gets improved.
Mm. Okay. Right. Makes sense. And so since the time you started Puvio, has there been any piece of feedback that was the hardest for you to accept
Yeah,
and change Puvio to?
yeah. Uh,
Which one?
it was not the hardest I would say feedback. It was the question that everyone asked me. Why not Chat GPT? And why should
Mm.
we use Puvio? So
Mm.
eventually, I had to answer the same thing to the people who asked me this question every time. What I thought was I made a separate section on my website. If you go to my Puvio's website, there is a separate section. Why not Chat GPT? So I had to include it there, and now people thankfully don't ask me about that.
Mm.
And the feedback part for which for you were asking was uh, one of the user asked me the message looks AI generated. Yeah, the message still looks AI generated, and he tested it out
Mm.
with several founders. So that was the hardest. feedback that I got. Eventually, uh, I started working on it, on how to improve it more, and we are currently working on it. It it is
Okay.
good, but still we are improving it to make it more uh, humanized.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, yeah, and then now maybe going a bit more into the future, like what are your plans with Puvio once you have enough test users? Do you think you're going to go the venture capital funding route, or are you going to bootstrap and try to get revenue first? Have you thought about it?
Actually, I haven't thought about it yet. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
only focused on building the product. I think if the product is good, people do use it.
Hmm.
So I have
Okay.
not thought
Do you
about
have,
what, sorry,
no, sorry, continue.
I have not thought about VCs or any investment as of now.
Okay. What's the next goal for Puvio? What's the next milestone?
Okay, next milestone. So right now, we are looking forward to add some more features in the app. I think uh, the most of the users demanded us to add that feature, which is the follow-up message feature. Like right now, it generates only
Hmm.
one message, but most of the founders either ignore that message, or if they see it also, maybe they don't have time to reply it right now, and they forget that you message them. So right now we are working on follow message feature.
Okay. By we then, do you mean that after the first, do you mean that right now you have a team or you have someone you're working with?
Yeah, I recently asked my roommate if he would I mean if he wants to join Puvio. And right now,
Hmm.
yeah, he joined Puvio, and only two of us are there. He's mostly working on marketing and other stuff, and I am working on tech stuff.
Okay, nice.
So
Okay,
most
now
of
before I let you, yeah,
yeah,
sorry, continue.
so
Sorry,
most
sorry.
of the LinkedIn posts that you actually mentioned about, it's actually him writing, and both of us are
Hmm.
deciding that if we should post this or not. So that's how we work.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job because honestly, it's like 40 reactions, crazy, every single post. Yeah, so before I let you go, the last thing I want to ask you is if in the last 4 months of building Puvio, you had to pick the most challenging thing about building and also your biggest learning about building, can you please tell me what that is? And it doesn't have to be related to the product, it can also just be mental or emotional or operational, whatever.
So the hardest challenge that I faced in the last 4 months was sitting constantly on my chair and coding for people. I I
Mm,
was kind of that person who cannot sit more than even half an hour at a single place. It's not
mm,
any body problem, but it's just I cannot sit at one place continuously. So yeah, that was I think the biggest challenge because I had to sit for 7 to 8 hours continuously daily, and I mostly used to code at night. So uh,
mm,
sitting continuously at uh, sitting continuously on the chair and doing coding and stuff, I had pain in my eyes and uh, headaches. But yeah, still I enjoyed doing it. If I see it right now, I mean, if I see how it was then, I enjoy it. Even if you ask me to do it right now, I would do it. But initially, it was kind of pain for me, but as soon as uh, people, I mean, I developed and told the told people about it and they used it. And when they provided me with feedback or some good opinions, uh, the pain was worth it, I think.
Okay. So also if there was someone else who wanted to do something similar to you, and it's very likely that they will also have to sit at one place for
Yeah.
7, 8 hours every single day to get things done. But of course, they would not want to do it at first. Is there anything you would say to them that would help them just sit down and do the work?
Uh, I think uh, I think I was so obsessed building the product that I forgot everything else. So
Hmm.
the question you asked me that if someone else wants to build and what should I tell them? Was this I mean is this your question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the I think the answer is when you uh, are obsessed with something and you want to just build it or pursue it, you go, I mean, you go beyond all the heights to achieve that thing. So I think maybe I was so much obsessed with building or see it happening that how would Puvio look like, how would people would say to me, or how would I actually create value in someone else's life. So thinking about
Hmm.
all those things while building, that kept me working on this project. Even right now, this is one of the biggest motivation that helps me regularly building the product.
Hmm. So as long as someone really believes in the value of their product or service,
Yeah,
then they will be obsessed. And if they are obsessed,
yeah,
then it will be easier for them to sit down for that much
yeah.
time.
If like
Understood.
if you're not interested in something, you cannot do that thing for more than even I think 10 days, 15 days, or 30 days at max. You
Hmm.
would definitely leave that thing. You can't do that thing continuously.
I agree. Okay then, bro, before I let you go properly, is there anything that you want to mention or talk about that I didn't ask you about?
Uh, mm, I don't think so. I think you asked everything, and no, no, no. I think you asked everything. You didn't left any important point. But yeah, one
Okay,
thing.
bro,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. One thing I want to ask.
Mhm.
What's your feedback about Puvio?
Ooh, good question.
And I genuinely want the most honest and brutal feedback. I don't want sugar-coated answers.
No, 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 of course not. Let me think about it. Okay, so I only got a chance to use Puvio for about 5 minutes yesterday, and I used it to, I think there were two options. I chose the one which made the opening DM. Um, and everything ran perfectly. The only thing was that it was the message you created when you send someone a connection request. And on LinkedIn, I think the character limit for a connection request is 200 characters, but the text that Puvio gave me was a little bit over 200. So I had to cut that down myself.
Okay.
But I didn't get a chance to use Puvio beyond those 5 minutes. So I'm not too sure about
And
anything
how
else.
was the
But I
message?
will be. It was it was very personalized for sure, in the sense that it had at least three levels of detail.
Hmm.
So it wouldn't just say, "Oh, this is why I want to work with you," or "This is where I found you." It would say, this is where I found you. This is, let's say it's a book, and this is the thought from that book that stood out to me the most because of this reason. So it was a lot more detailed, which I liked.
Okay. Thank you for that
Yeah.
feedback. See, I'll definitely look out the thing you mentioned about connection request. I'll check it out. And yeah, one more thing that I would like to mention is that right now we are in the beta phase and we are
Hmm.
providing 50 credits to each user who ever signs up on the platform. And suppose you have
Hmm.
exhausted your 50 credit limits. So what you can do is we have just included a feedback form on the website. Give us your honest and brutal feedback or what anything it could be. We have included a form. It's I think one-page form. So give us your feedback. We read each of form's answers or feedbacks, and if we find that your answers are actually useful for us, we will definitely provide you with more credits. So that's the
Okay.
whole feedback loop that we have made for now.
Mhm. Okay, that's great. So if someone actually gives good feedback, they can keep using Puvio.
Yeah, as soon as we
Yeah, okay.
don't introduce pricing.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, yeah, I'll also include a link to wherever they can sign up for the credits.